Hi, and welcome to the No Ceilings podcast on the Turtlesmith Network. Listen, I got my partner back. Vincent, what's up, bro? No shake out.
I told you that we get up here showing out. You gonna do it anyway.
You know I would do it if I could get up and start running around cutting up. I cut up.
Boy, cut it out.
I'm sure that the viewers are probably very happy to see you back too. You know,
I'm happy to be
the ladies
back.
like eye candy. They don't want to sit and look at me all.
Cut it out. I mean, they had Calvin, right?
Yeah, they had Calvin. They had Calvin too.
Yeah.
You know, but it's something about that that Kato swag.
Yeah, shut up. It was too much, man. Yeah. How I been around these parts?
Well, how have things been going?
Man, I've been great.
Good. Good.
Resting well, working out, trying to eat right.
You got to.
Everybody falls short of the glory sometimes. Gotta have a little sweet snack or something.
A sweet snack?
Yeah,
like what?
Yeah, like brownie fudge sundae.
Oh, okay. That's what we doing? We work out and then we eat brownie fudge.
Man, listen, like I've been going weeks and months without this stuff, right? And just one day I just broke down and that thing was so fucking good. Oh my God. I had the cookies and cream ice cream,
Ooh.
The fudge, the caramel. My God.
Have you ever tried that at Brahms? Without the brownie, but with the cake, if you go over to the, yeah. You get that cake, slice up a piece of cake, put it in the microwave, heat it. This is real fat right now.
Yeah.
Put it in the microwave, put a little heat on it, and then throw that ice cream on top.
Yeah.
Put a little caramel on it.
Oh, my God.
That's
okay,
it.
I can go through a whole list of great ice cream treats like the strawberry shortcake.
Don't do it because then you're gonna want to go get it, and we need you to stay on the path to greatness. Because you gotta get summertime fine, ain't?
Oh yeah, we definitely gonna be that way for sure.
Well, let me ask you about this. Have you had a chance to see the movie that everybody's talking about, Sinners?
I don't even know what it's about.
I guess we the only people in the city that ain't seen the movie. I tried to go see it Tuesday, and I checked 2 movie theaters, and it was full. So for those of you who don't know, in most movie theaters now on Tuesdays they have some kind of deal here in the city, and so it's like $5.
Are you giving out the sauce? The movie theaters be empty. Now you want to give everybody the $5 sauce.
Listen, the movie theaters have not been. I need them to stay open.
Yeah.
But so they do $5 Tuesday. So
okay,
get out there,
give them the $5 sauce.
Now I ain't gonna tell you what movie theater I go to.
Oh, okay.
But they doing them all around the city.
Okay, do they?
All right, yeah, they yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? I checked 2 movie theaters for $5 Tuesday.
Yeah.
And no haps.
Look, I don't be telling nobody nothing.
Hey, they gonna find
tell them
out.
How to start a business or something, but
here we go. Okay.
I keep some of the secrets to myself.
Hey, well, we usually go late, so it don't really matter anyway. Don't nobody be in there that late. But for this particular movie, it was crowded. Every movie theater was full. So I am hoping to get a chance to go see it. I've heard some things. I haven't gone to watch YouTube videos or TikToks because I don't want to catch any spoilers.
Right.
But I do know that it is, a lot of people are saying it's a must see.
I like to Netflix and chill, so I'll wait till it come on Netflix or something. Boom, boom.
Okay. Anyhow, so today, what we want to do is just kind of talk about
more business.
Let's talk about some business.
Okay.
The topic today is when does your side hustle turn into a full-time business? And I think that, there are some tips. So there's an article that we've kind of read through. And there were some tips that they pointed out. And some of the tips, the first tip was that your side hustle income would need to be more than just extra income. And so, for instance, you start a lemonade business.
Right.
I always use lemonade. You start a lemonade business, and now you done got to the point where you making more than what you expected. You said, okay, I want to take this lemonade business and make $100
Mm-hmm.
extra a week
Right.
selling lemonade.
Mm-hmm.
And then you end up turning that into $500 a week selling lemonade.
Substantial difference.
Substantial difference. So that may be an indicator that, you know, you may need to start looking at what this may look like, you know, maybe in a more commercial setting. So,
right.
Does it take away your paycheck? Would it look like, you know, you could pay your bills and still profit? You know, there's a lot of things that you could look at with that.
Right.
What do you think?
I think there's a lot of things to consider when considering, is this really a business?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I think the first and foremost is, how much money are you making?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
is it consistent?
Then also after that, is it consistent? And then how much time are you putting into this business or side hustle or whatever it is to get this trade off of this amount of money that you're getting?
Yeah.
And the stress, the resources, once you start thinking about all of that stuff, I think you have some things to consider if this is really a sustainable business model, and how to move forward and how to scale.
Yeah, I agree. I think that when we use this example of lemonade,
it's a better example than what I would use. So,
you know, in my mind, I see the end goal of the lemonade. I see the lemonade in jugs in stores,
right?
You know, commercially, and so that's the end goal that I think about. And so, how do you move it from the stand to the store?
Ooh,
you like that, didn't you?
Okay.
From the stand to the store.
Okay.
All right.
So you ain't lost a step in this one, yeah?
Not at all. So, number 2, you're constantly turning down new clients. You know, now you've got this lemonade stand and you're not just sitting in the park or, you know, posting up at a spot. You got people requesting lemonade for parties. You got them requesting it for all these different events, you know. Your revenue is important, but does it tell a story?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Are you just making money from 1 or 2 clients, or are you overrun with people to the point where you have to ask them to, or you have to turn them down, you know, and say, you know, I'd love to, but I can't. But you know how some folks.
I like to bring up a point to that too. And if you do get to a point to where you are turning away clients and stuff like that, that is essentially a business model itself. You know what I mean? Because you have businesses that they'll only be open for a certain amount of time. They only serve a certain number that day, or so on, or that week, or whatever the case may be. You see it with Jordan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that is a great business model to have. And if you can sustain that part-time and still make the income that you want and still live the lifestyle that you seek to live, I think that's a good opportunity to just keep it at that and not have to scale. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Can you I was just thinking, can you imagine like turning, you know, just having to have a wait list for lemonade? I know that's stupid.
Yeah.
But a wait list for lemonade. I think that lemonade might have been a bad
You
example.
know, it's crazy that you say that, but Chick-fil-A, they recently had, like, you know, the different flavored lemonades, $15 a gallon.
Really?
$15 a gallon.
Okay.
So, I mean, it sounds stupid, but I mean, essentially they started out somewhere selling lemonade.
Yeah. I like that coconut lavender lemonade that they have at the fried taco.
Never had it.
Coconut lavender lemonade.
Sounds refreshing.
It is. You know how I feel about lavender. And so, yeah, that
sounds like a drink for the beach.
It is. It's really delicious. So, that's why.
But yeah, lemonade is it's a hot commodity. I mean, it's good, sugary.
I don't
Why
need
you
the
make that face?
because I don't need the sugar, but you
But you
know,
be fucking it up though.
I do. I do.
Mhm.
I do. I do.
Mhm.
Number 3. Let's move to number 3.
Yeah.
You're not relying on your friends and family. You ain't got to call them up and be like, "Hey, I got this lemonade." You already got people looking for you. You know what I'm saying? So if
Man.
you're picking up new clients through marketing and campaigns,
Mhm.
you're setting up shop and people are trying to find out where you're at. Do y'all remember? Here's a good example. You remember when Bobo's, back when Bobo's was out, we didn't have a whole lot of social media
Right.
for us to know where he was at. You just had to go find out where he was set up
Mhm.
in order to get Bobo's.
Right.
And so kind of like that,
Yeah. You get a phone call.
everybody looking for you. You know what I'm saying? They looking for that
Yeah.
truck. So I think that's good, and not relying on personal referrals.
Mhm. Man, I remember when Kaylin
Mhm.
started doing esthetician work.
Yes, her business.
And she'd be like, "Come get a facial," and do this and that.
Mhm.
You start feeling entitled and stuff, and then they, get to blowing up and stuff. You're like, "Hey, I can't get no more
I
free
can't get-
facials. I gotta pay $115
You gotta
like
pay that
everybody
money
else."
like everybody else.
Yeah.
That's one thing. As a business owner, I think it's important that people know that they respect your business enough to pay for the
Right.
services that are
Mhm.
being provided and not expect anything for free. People, do not expect people to do something for nothing.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
their business.
Right.
And it's important that people know that, because people always want to, a lot of people will try to get things for free.
Mhm.
It's cool when they do it,
Or
but it's not.
unreasonable discount.
Yeah,
Like,
but you don't want to expect.
You want to be hooked up.
Yeah.
Like,
Just
cut
because
that
that's
out.
your friend or
Yeah.
your family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut
No,
that out.
go pay that money. Support these
Yeah.
small
They got
businesses
kids and all of that.
and bills.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of kids, just to bring this up, I gotta throw this in there. The twins is getting bigger.
yes.
And their older sister is about to start walking. She's pretty much like standing up and all that stuff.
Aww.
Man, it's crazy being a grandpa, dude.
You a pawpaw.
A Paul.
Is that what they call you?
They
I know we
ain't
talked
even
about this
barely
before.
even talking. They months and barely a year old.
Pawpaw. Well, when they do, they gonna call you G Daddy. I'm a G Daddy.
Is stupid. I swear, they come in the door calling me G Daddy. That is the dumbest shit. Like, no.
Some people be doing that. I ain't
Man.
nobody Pawpaw. I'm a G Daddy.
Yeah, I was just thinking about, people call their grandma Mimi or Meemaw or all these different, variations of, essentially grandmother.
I had a Pootie and a Peepaw. I made those names up. I was the oldest grandchild.
Yeah.
So I made those names up.
I called my grandmother by her name like a teacher for a long time before I would start calling her grandmother. Her name was Miss Donna.
Miss Donna, if you're out there.
If you're out there, Grandma.
Shout out to Miss Donna.
Grandmother, I love you.
That's Aunt Donna.
Yeah.
All right, keep going.
Yeah.
Number 4, your business plan is more than work hours.
Work longer.
Your business plan is more than work longer hours.
So, for instance, you have an actual business plan instead of working more hours.
Okay.
I know sometimes
that bullet point threw me off.
I'll be slow to the stop sign too sometimes, so it's okay.
Your girl, all good. I'm good. All right.
You had to say it like 3 times. It still wasn't registered.
I did. It did not register. That bullet point got me there. Anyway. Number 5. Actually, no, let's touch on number 4.
Okay.
So people who successfully make the transition tend to have a business plan. They know exactly, they know they're going to turn 5 clients into 50. They know how, they know how they're going to do it. They know how they're going to, what revenue they're going to bring in and how much they're going to need to spend. And so I think that's a great point, if you haven't created, if you don't have a business plan, bruh, sis, you're not ready.
Tap in.
Tap in. Number 5, your side hustle is encroaching on your day job.
Mm-hmm.
When you getting in phone calls and you can't get your work done because people trying to get at you. That's for the barbers and stuff out here.
Yeah.
You know, hey man, can I get that cut? You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know that it may be time to transition. And it's funny, I can kind of speak a little bit from experience on that. I when I had first started doing bail bonds, I only wanted it to be part-time. I didn't want it to be full-time.
Right.
And so I did have a full-time job. I was working for a DME company, and I would get phone calls about bonds, and I would turn those bonds down because I was on the clock.
Right.
And so I finally had to say, okay, I got to make a decision because I'm losing money while I'm trying to keep this hourly pay. That's not very much. And so I had to make a decision. And so I finally just decided to say goodbye to the DME business in order to do my bail bond business full time.
Got you.
Number 6, and our final point, have a financial safety net.
Super important.
Yeah.
I think it's a good point to, like, don't put all your eggs into one basket.
Yeah.
You know, have something to invest, something saved up to save your butt. Like, for real. There's no other way to really say it. I mean, some people, you know, take risk, you know, no risk, no reward. But, I mean, some things are just stupid.
Sis, if you out here and you trying to start a business and you don't have money to pay your bills, go to work. Go to work. Say it with me. Go to work.
Go to work.
We're going to work. You got it. I mean, because you have to be. I don't want you to, you know, not have a place to stay because you're trying to start your business. And a lot of people do that. Don't get me wrong. People go to Hollywood and they will put everything on the line and sleep in their car because they know that they can make it. Don't do it if you don't have to.
Right.
Prepare for it. Prepare for it.
Right.
Keep that job, you know, and make it work. And once you get to a point where you've saved up enough, then move to the next step. Now, the flip side to that is if you have a second stream of income in your household, you have a spouse, and you and your spouse have kind of talked about that, and it's something that you can work on and your spouse is able to handle the household, then, you know, you've probably got a pretty sweet deal.
Right. And at the same time, you know, everybody's story is still being written. Everybody's story going to be different. Yeah. You know, if it's in you and not on you, you know what I'm saying? Take that leap. Do what you got to do.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? We're just trying to tell you, you know, a good way to plan stuff, you know.
I said indeed, but go get a job.
Go get a job.
Indeed. Indeed.
What Cortni said.
But no, if you feel compelled to step out on faith, don't get me wrong. If you need to step out on faith and that's what you feel like you are, you know, being pushed to do that. Do that. Don't, you know, take a leap if you feel like you can do it. I don't want to, you know, discourage anybody from doing anything, but I just want to caution you that if you do, there are.
Tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Go get a job.
Indeed.com. And we do not sponsor them in any way, shape, or form. We don't have anything. Yeah, but get a job.
Right.
So, with that being said, that's pretty much the points that we have today for this episode.
Yeah.
It's good to have you back.
It was fun.
It was fun. And we will continue doing more stuff like this. If you guys really like that, this format, let us know. Drop information, comments in the chat on how you feel about it. If you don't like it, we okay with that too. Let us know. You know, give us honesty so that we can improve and provide you with the content that you want to see.
Let us know what you want to hear, man.
And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, thank you for joining us.